so we are starting, sorry, I didn't have it set up quite yet, fifth grade, social studies. Okay, so even if you don't have a book, you're able to follow along because I have everything right here. So here we go. We're supposed to read pages 2 through 6 and answer the questions, and then we can work on the packet. All right, so symbols of our nation. America's enduring principles are represented by certain patriotic symbols, customs, celebrations, and landmarks. Whenever we recite the Pledge of Allegiance, for example, we are being reminded of the core beliefs that contribute to our national identity. One of the most enduring patriotic symbols of America is Uncle Sam. Not everyone agrees on the origin of the character, but most believe that a man from New York named Samuel Wilson was the model. Wilson supplied much-needed food to hungry American soldiers during the War of 1812. By the 1830s, the character was appearing in political cartoons as a symbol of the United States. Uncle Sam was used most famously during World War I on posters asking young men to join the Army. And that's him right there. During World War I, Uncle Sam encouraged young men to join the Army. Political symbols. Symbols are also used to represent America's political parties. The elephant came to be popular representation of the Republican Party in the 1870s. A New York newspaper cartoonist named Thomas Nast started using the elephant to represent the party, but not in a positive way. Nast felt the party was compromising its beliefs. He drew a frightened elephant as a depiction of Republican voters. The image has been used ever since. The Democratic Party also has an animal representing it, the donkey. The Democrat symbol appeared around the same time as Republican elephant. Once again, it was the pen of Thomas Nast that popularized the symbol. Nast used the donkey in his cartoons to criticize the Democratic Party as well as newspapers that supported Democratic candidates. So there, we still use those symbols today. The elephant and the donkey are symbols of the Republican and Democratic parties. Okay, we're going to go to national landmarks. Right here, I'll make sure I got it in here right. Okay. America has many magnificent national landmarks that attract millions of visitors every year. These special places remind and teach people how America's national identity has been shaped by its core principles. The President of the United States lives at the White House. This grand old house has been a symbol of American power and leadership since 1800, when President John Adams moved in. Every president except George Washington has lived here. The Statue of Liberty sits in the New York Harbor and is a well-known symbol of America. A gift from the people of France, the statue was dedicated in 1886. The Statue of Liberty stands for many American beliefs. Most importantly, it represents America's openness to people from other countries. Throughout the nation's history, millions of people have come to America seeking a new and better life. For many of them, the Statue of Liberty is a welcome sign. So right here's the White House. Here's the Statue of Liberty. We're going to answer these questions. If you have your workbook, you can answer them directly in your workbook. However, don't turn in your whole workbook. You're going to tear out those pages, put your name on it. I'm going to do it on paper because I don't want to mess up this workbook. That's another option if you don't have your workbook. Okay, so I'm going to get my paper. I think I'm going to have to refocus this here. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to put my book up here. I'm going to put 5th grade social studies, and I'm going to put the beginning of the week was May 18th. I'm going to put my name on my papers as you should on all of yours. If you know your teacher's name, you can put your teacher also. Okay, so we're going to do page 3. Question number 4. Explain how the patriotic symbol of Uncle Sam is connected to the American people of helping others. All right, so I'm just going to start it for you. The patriotic symbol of Uncle Sam is connected to the American principle of helping others because, and then you go back to your book, and that was on page 2, and it was right here, paragraph 2. Paragraph 2, page 2. It talked about where he fed soldiers in the War of 1812. That's a symbol of American spirit. Go take it over there if you want it. All right, so I'm going to leave that rest of that answer or that question for you. We're going to answer number 5. Explain how the Republican elephant and the Democratic donkey were used in the 1870s. All right, so we're going to do 2 sections on this question. The Republican donkey, or the Republican elephant, I'm sorry, was used in the 1870s to, and then you got to put what was the reason, why did they use it? And then I'm going to skip a couple lines and I'm going to put the Democratic donkey was used in the 1870s to, okay, so that's question 5. I'm going to let you finish those. Of course, those are over here as well, and they're easy to find because they got the picture. Same with Uncle Sam. So it's right in here. Okay, number 6. Oops. Explain why the White House and Statue of Liberty are significant American landmarks. Again, I'm going to rephrase the question. To answer the question, I'm just going to say the White House and the Statue of Liberty are significant American landmarks because, okay, and then I would finish it from here. I would answer why are they, and that is of course on this page here. Okay, so these are pretty easy questions. All right, we're going to go into page 4. I'm going to read page 4. We're going to answer number 7, and then we'll go on from there. Beginning in 1927, the faces of 4 presidents were carved into a mountain in South Dakota. An enormous and stunning American landmark was eventually created, Mount Rushmore National Memorial. The 4 presidents included in the monument are George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Each president's face signifies his contribution to the nation. In this way, Mount Rushmore is a symbol of Americans' national identity. So each president depicted in Mount Rushmore contributed to America's national identity. George Washington, he was the first president. He's the first, if you go from left to right. Thomas Jefferson oversaw a great increase in the physical size of America. Theodore Roosevelt is created with making America a global power. And Abraham Lincoln led the nation through the Civil War. So they're all very important. It's really cool if you kind of look at the picture real closely and see how it's done. Maybe you can go online and go to like a virtual sighting of it, and you can really get close up and you can see, like right here, I noticed like there's kind of like almost like bricks here. And I don't know, it's just really interesting to see how that was done. That had to take so much work. So anyway, we're going to answer number 7 on our paper. If you have your book, again, you can do it on your book. You'll be tearing out the pages. Explain the significance of Mount Rushmore and how America's national identity is represented by this landmark. Okay, so again, we're going to rephrase the question. I'm going to skip a couple lines. The significance of Mount Rushmore is... I'll help you with this part. Let's see. Each president's face signifies his contribution to the nation. I got that straight from the book. Now remember, if I'm going too fast, what can you do? You can pause it, you can stop it, you can do whatever you need to do, you can rewind it, anything you need. Alright, let's see, how is America's national identity represented? Okay, so I'm going to rephrase that. It's all part of the same question. America's national identity is represented by, I guess, by that contribution. Okay. All right, so that answered question number 7. Remember, stop it if you need to. Pause it. Take a picture, screenshot even. If you're having a hard time keeping up, screenshot. Just screenshot this and then go back to it later if you want to kind of continue along. All right. Symbols of Texas. Just as America has patriotic symbols and landmarks that represent its national identity, so does Texas. Texas has a rich history and beautiful landscape. Many of the state's symbols relate to nature. So our state bird right here is the mockingbird. If you get to get outside, maybe you can see some. This is the perfect time of year to bird watch. I live out in the country, so I see all kinds of birds. I saw one the other day that had like orange wings and a green head, and I was like, wow, I've never seen anything like that here. So maybe you can find some mockingbirds. They have a really nice, like a song that they sing, so that's something maybe to look out for. You can go to the botanical gardens, and they have a lot of birds there, or I think the aquarium is open now, so you can go back to that. The mockingbirds are gray in color and can mock or imitate the bird calls of other birds. In 1927, a group of women in Texas successfully urged the state legislature to adopt the mockingbird as a state symbol. Okay, the state flower, I think most of us already know, that's the bluebonnet, also known by other names including the wolf flower, the buffalo clover, or in Spanish, el conejo, the rabbit. The bluebonnet grows in the wild and often covers vast areas of land on the Texas plains. So beautiful. I know Lady Bird Johnson. She was the wife of President Johnson back a long time ago, before y'all were born. She enacted like this thing, and you'll notice like a lot of the, if you're on the highway, the middle of the highway, you know, where there's grass and stuff, during the spring, they're not allowed to cut it because the wildflowers. It's supposed to allow the wildflowers to grow. And if you go to like just up north into the hill country area, you'll find a lot of bluebonnets. The state insect is the monarch butterfly. It's easy to recognize by its colorful black and white and orange wings. Monarch butterflies begin as small eggs, then caterpillars, and then transform into butterflies. I think Mr. Smith had a cocoon growing in his classroom. I'm not sure if it ever came out, but he did have one. The state tree is the pecan tree. It can grow to be very tall and live to be very old. Pecan trees produce a delicious soft nut called the pecan. They are delicious. Pecans are eaten raw and used in cooking, such as in pecan pies. And we don't call it pecans. No, ma'am. We call it pecan. All right, number 8. All right, here we go. Number 8. Texas has many other state symbols. Work with a partner. Well, I guess I'm your partner because, you know, we're social distancing. And research them. Prepare a short report of 2 of the symbols describing what you find most interesting. All right. Well, I don't have access to my phone at this time, so I'm just going to let you take this one on its own. It's going to be symbol 1. Maybe remember the Alamo. That would be a good state symbol. And I think there's a picture of the Alamo. I'll give you a hint there. How about that? Remember the Alamo. That would be a good one to look up. That's easy. And how about symbol 2? Okay, so just do the 5 W's for number 8. Who, what, where, when, and why. Okay? So we got who, what, where, when. If you answer all of those questions, then you know you've got everything answered. Okay? I forgot to put on here, this is going to be 5th grade. Social Studies, May 18th, and my name. Remember, if you're doing the workbook, just make sure your name's on each page. So this would be the who, or the what, I guess. Yeah, like who did it would be who. So this is the what. Who did it, or who. Would have been like, what was the one with the raccoon skin cap? I can't remember his name. Help me out here.
What?
Texas people.
Raccoon?
Remember the Alamo? Who was that? Who was the...
Oh,
Jimmy Crockett? Wait, Crockett something. Crockett. Ah, I don't have my phone. I can't remember. Of course, where? It's going to be near San Antonio. When? Let's see, it was like 1860 or something like that. It was 18 something, 1860s ish. And why? It was the Texas fight for independence. Okay, so I did all that from memory. Y'all should be proud of me because I'm not from Texas, so I didn't learn all that when I was in school. Alright, so symbol 2 will be whatever you want to pick. Maybe it's something more local, like the javelinas. Davy Crockett, Jimmy Crockett. Davy Crockett. Alright, so I did have some help, but that's okay. I'm working with a partner. Hello. Well, that's what you're allowed to do. Alright, so symbol 2, let's say you wanted to do the javelinas. Okay, so we're going to put what as the javelinas? I don't know if I spelled that right. The who, that's the Texas A&M Kingsville Where? This one's easy. You might not have to look anything up. Kingsville. When? I'm not sure when. That would be good. You want to look that up. When did they start using the javelina? And why did they choose the javelina? I can guess because there's lots of javelinas around, but I don't know. You need to look those two up on your phone, or your mom's phone, or grandma's phone. All right, so we're going to move on to page 6. Okay, the American flag. The American flag is an important symbol of our country. There are rules about proper ways to handle and display the flag that everyone should know. I'm a veteran, so I learned these right away when I went in the military. Do display the flag upright and let it fly freely. 2, display the flag on important American holidays such as Independence Day and Veterans Day. 3, display the flag from sunrise to sunset. That's something a lot of people don't know. If you're going to have it on at night, you need to have a light on it, so you can't just leave it out all the time. That's why, if you'll notice, our custodians will put the flag up in the morning and take it down before they go home. When facing the flag, stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. And when carrying the flag in a parade or with other flags, the American flag should be on the marcher's right. Okay, so these are the do nots. Do not let the flag touch the ground or anything below it. If that happens, you have to burn it. That's true. 2, do not display the flag at night unless it's lit. Oh, that's what I was just talking about. Do not use the flag as a decoration or table covering. Do not display another flag higher than the American flag. So even though we're proud to be in Texas, or if you are a Texan, your American flag still needs to be higher than the Texas flag. Do not print anything on the flag. So I couldn't put my name, Miss Bliss, on the flag. That would be bad. And I would never even dream of doing that. All right, so the Pledge of Allegiance expresses patriotism and loyalty to the United States and its flag. Millions of Americans, including school children, recite the pledge every day. And we already know this, so I don't need to read it because we do it every day when we're at school. Now, recite the Pledge of Allegiance and then explain its meaning. So we're going to explain the meaning over here on question number 9. So this is page 6. Question number 9. All right, so I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. So I am loyal to the flag okay, and to the republic for which it stands, okay, and to the United States, because that's like the republic, okay, one nation under God, indivisible, so we cannot be broken. Okay. With liberty and justice for all. And then everyone has a fair shot. Meaning everybody, it's fair, it's freedom. We're free. All right, so number 10, identify the American principles expressed in the Pledge of Allegiance. Underline them in the pledge. So if you have your book, you can underline them. Otherwise, you can write it, and you could do that. But you don't have to do that. Well, here, I'll just do it here. I pledge. You'll really have it memorized now. Allegiance to the flag of the, of course, United States should be capital, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so I'm going to get a different color pen, and I'm going to underline the American principles. Okay. One nation. The undergarments here, we're not supposed to discuss it in school, so I'm just going to leave it, but if you want to underline it, you are more than welcome to do that. Indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. Okay. So that's that. Now I'm going to go to the packets. Okay, here we go. So you can color these, of course. We're supposed to go to page 6 and put the do's and the don'ts of the flag. So that's super easy. I'm going to do it with you just in case you don't have a book. And I like to write, so I'm going to change my color though. I'm going to go to red. Okay. So and I'll paraphrase so that it's a little less writing because it is a lot. There's 5 and 5. All right, so display flag. Well, this one I can't really shorten too much. Display flag upright. And then let it fly freely. Let it fly freely. Okay, 2. Display flag on important holidays. Okay. 3. I'm just going to put sunrise to sunsets. Okay. 4. Face flag at attention, right hand over heart. And 5, parade, American flag on right. Okay, so I did condense it a little bit for you. Okay, so don't let it touch the ground. 2, don't display at night. Unless lit. And if you ever go by admin or admin building administration, you'll see that our flag, it stays up, the American flag, but they have it lit. So, do not use the flag as a decoration. No decoration or table cover. No flag higher than American flag. And don't print anything on the flag. right. All right. Okay, so it says read and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Write a few sentences explaining what the pledge means to you and why we should respect the flag. So we already read it earlier. We wrote it. So I'm just going to start it for you. The pledge means okay, so you can just put what it means to you. We should respect the flag because, and then you can write a sentence there. And there's already 2 sentences, so you could just finish it up with one more. All right, I think that's it for social. Oh no! Oh my goodness, we got some stuff over here. Statue of Liberty facts. How about that? Okay, the Statue of Liberty was a gift from the people of France, designed by Frederick Auguste Bartholdi. It was given to the United States and erected on Liberty Island, originally called Bedloe Island, which sits in the center of New York Harbor. It was originally constructed in France and shipped to the United States in the crates. It took many years to raise the funds to cover the cost of building the pedestal. In October of 1886, the dedication ceremony was finally held. The statue had to be closed to the public in 1984 for 2 years because it had deteriorated and required restoration. The torch itself had to be replaced. There has been no public access to the torch's balcony since 1916. Oh, that's sad. When Germans tried to damage it by setting off an explosion during World War I. Oh, that's so sad. Okay. So, some interesting Statue of Liberty facts. The statue concept was meant to celebrate both American Revolution victory and the abolishment of slavery. From the Statue of Liberty's heel to the top of her head, she's 111 feet and 6 inches tall. From the foundation of the statue's pedestal to the top of the torch stands 305 feet and 6 inches. So the torch is pretty tall. We could probably figure out how tall it is if we subtract it, if we're, that excited about it, to see how big the torch is. To walk to the crown of the statue, you would need to climb 354 steps. Wow. Just in reference, when I was in the military, if you all have seen the tower out at the Navy base, it was 121 steps. So this is like 3 times that. So it would take a lot, and I had to walk that like every day, 3 or 4 times a day. I was in good shape back then. Obviously not the same now, but anyway, you would get winded just from that 121 steps. So I can only imagine going 354 steps. I don't know if I'd make it. I think I might need some help. I don't know. All right, the tablet in her hand is inscribed with the date July 4th, and I don't know what this is. Oh, here we go, which means July 4th, 1776. Well, I have the July 4th part right. So that's 1776. This is the day that marks the American Declaration of Independence. The statue weighs 450,000 pounds. The copper that covers the statue is not quite as thick as 2 pennies. The Statue of Liberty's full name is Liberty Enlightening the World. The crown has 7 spikes, which represent both the 7 continents and the 7 seas of the world. At the bottom of the statue, it appears that she is moving from a broken shackle and chains representing oppression and slavery. When immigrants came to the United States by boat in the second half of the 19th century, the first thing they saw was often the Statue of Liberty. It is estimated the statue is hit by lightning approximately 600 times each year. That's crazy. That's awesome. All right. So I will go through. I'll do about 3 of these with you, and the rest you can find because everything's right here. It's so super easy. Let's underline, though, and put the question like we would do for ELA. The Statue of Liberty was constructed, this is just true or false? True or false? Really? Okay, the Statue of Liberty was constructed here in the U.S. All right, let's look over here. It was, let's see. Let's see. All right, originally constructed in France, right here, question 1. Okay, so false. The torch was damaged during explosion. Okay, that's right here, but I'm not going to answer it for you. I'm just going to underline it and put question number 2. The Statue of Liberty celebrates the abolishment of slavery and the American Revolutionary War. All right. Celebrate both American Revolution victory and the abolishment of slavery. That's question number 3. I'm not even going to answer these. I'm just going to help you underline them and stuff. The tablet has July 4, 1776 inscribed in Roman numerals. Look at that right there. Question number 4. The Statue of Liberty only stands 100 feet tall. All right, so I would say, well, either way, she is 111 feet 6 inches tall, and then with the torch it's 305. So this is question number 5. Or 6, I'm sorry. Question 6, right? Oh, wait. Okay, 5. That's 5. When immigrants first arrived the U.S. by ship by way of New York, the Statue of Liberty was the first thing they saw. When immigrants came to the United States by boat, first thing they saw right here. Question number 6. The Statue of Liberty was a gift from the people of Turkey. Right here. This is question number 7. The statue weighs a whopping 450,000 pounds. Question 8. The Statue of Liberty was designed by Frederick Bartholdi. Question 9. You would get tired walking up the steps to the crown. All right, so that's also here, question 10, and we talked about that one. All right, so that takes care of social studies. Woo!